What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to talk about AMC, GME as well as the broader market, and after that we're going to check the options flow for all three of them. So we are having this breaking news coming out of Europe. The Russia and Ukraine failed to reach deal on ceasefire. UN says civilians deaths are climbing. So after all the peace talk they're trying to make, things are still not coming to a conclusion. We are definitely seeing a carnage happening in Europe, in Ukraine. President Zelensky, he was a little bit open towards the Russian demands, but now what happened with the today's meeting, it seems to like it didn't go out in anybody's favor. Now they are back to square one, bombing each other. Now how long this is going to go on and what is going to be the impact on the economy around the world is something we don't know. We just have to wait and see how this is going to play out. Now when we talk in terms of the inflation, inflation rose 7.9% in February as food and energy costs pushes prices to highest in more than 40 years. So you can imagine the kind of turmoil that is going to coming all together with already an inflation is super high, is the highest in the 40 years, and now we are having an conflict in Europe which will create more inflation. This is not going to be turning out to be in the favor of anyone. So we were expecting that the inflation is going to be around 8% and it turned out to be 7.9. This is what we were already expecting. Now this thing is definitely going a little bit out of control. Now we just have to wait for the Fed meeting that is going to happen on the 16th of March. Now by looking at the CPI number that came in today, I think Jerome Powell is going to be sticking with 0.25 basis points. There could be a surprise coming from Jerome Powell where he might be increasing the interest rate to 50 basis point because we are already having a high inflation. Now the problem that has started in Europe is going to increase more inflation, but most likely we're going to experience a lot of volatility in another few couple of weeks. Now when we come over to AMC, we can see the stock was down for 2.48% for the day. It had a high of $15.81. The average volume on AMC is around 49.09 million, but today's volume was around 25.57 million. Definitely the volume has gone down from since last couple of days because there is too much volatility in the market and investors are definitely scared right now to take any decision towards any sort of investment. Now when we come over to GME, it was down for 4.42% for the day. It had a high of $104.06 and its average volume is around 2.93 million and today's volume was around 1.39 million. So it's exactly the same sort of a volume that's been keeping up in GME. There is nothing new that is coming into the stock right now, neither there is any news surrounding the company, and we are experiencing a lot of volatility in the market right now. Now when we come over to the SPY, it was down for 0.45% for the day. It had a high of $426.43. It has been going sideways throughout the days. There was no such big uncertainty happening in the SPY, though the CPI number was a big thing, but it was coming into that range what was already expected. So that's why it didn't create any kind of a big downtrend into the SPY. Now we just have to wait for the March 16th meeting, which could create some sort of a downtrend on the grounds of how much interest rate that's going to be hiked. Even 0.25, it will create some sort of a downtrend on the SPY. Now let's have a look at the options flow for AMC. By looking at the options flow for AMC, I can tell you very clearly a lot of investors are still onto the downside for this stock. They are betting a huge amount of money for this stock to go down. And these are basically the retail, those who are betting that the stock will keep going down from here onwards. Now when I increase the premium a little bit, I can see even the big whales are onto the downside and they are all betting that the AMC will keep going down from here onwards. But there was nothing else majorly suspicious coming out of the options flow for AMC. Now when we come over to the options flow for GME, when I increase the premium to max, I can see individual investors are still betting a huge amount of money as well as buying a huge amount of contracts and betting that the GME is going to go down from here onwards. Now when I bring down the premium a little bit and see what the regular retails are doing, majority of them are still onto the downside, but there were few call options coming in as well, selling covered calls on your long position. That can be done as well, and eventually if GME spike, all these options that are basically really out of the money right now can come in the money as well. The rest, there was nothing majorly suspicious coming out of the options flow for the GME. Now when I come over to the options flow for the SPY, I can see still a lot of investors are betting for the downtrend of the SPY. There was this bet of 10,000 contracts where this individual is paying $4.2 million and he's betting $410 put and he's expecting it to go down below $410. That's going to expire in another 7 days time. That's a huge amount of money that's been betted for the SPY to go down from here onwards. But there were some surprise option flow that was coming in SPY today. There were some call option that individuals were buying. These are basically the big institutions, those who are betting that the SPY is going to go up from here onwards, and they're giving enough time. That's a 98 days time, and they are expecting that the SPY will keep going up from here onwards. And there were not just one call option, there were a lot of call option that came in with the 98 days expiration, and they are all betting to the upside for the SPY. Now when I increase the premium to max, I can see that $11.8 million bet came in, and these are 8,000 contracts, and he's betting that the SPY is going to go to $370 and below in 189 days. Good amount of time that this individual is giving to himself, because definitely we're going to experience some sort of a volatility happening in the SPY and the broader market. And when it's going to happen, what it could be that catalyst, we don't know. So this bet could be far more safer as compared to doing weeklies. Rest, we don't know how this is going to play out. We just have to wait and see. Hope so you like my video. Please like and subscribe my channel, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers.